The month of September, we've been sharing with you a series of sermons on peace, how to have peace. And we've looked at this Hebrew word, shalom. I want to remind you of what it means because it's a big word, has a wide range of breadth of meaning. It means more than just, I'm not fighting, I'm not at conflict, but it's a positive word that means harmony, wholeness, safety, contentment, tranquility. Does that characterize your life? If you're honest, would you say, day to day, week to week, I think I live in shalom. I have a sense of tranquility no matter what happens, a sense of wholeness. Well, if not, God wants that for you. And it's possible for you, no matter what the situation of your life, to have a sense of wholeness and contentment. The book of Isaiah tells us how to do that, and we're sharing this month 4 keys to shalom, 4 keys to finding peace and wholeness in a stress-filled world. I want to review those first 3 with you that we've looked at in the first 3 Sundays and then introduce the 4th one today. And if you don't have a sense of peace, if you'd say that just doesn't characterize my day-to-day life, then probably one of these 4 things is missing. I really believe God may be speaking to you about one of these 4 things or more than that in your life if you're missing that sense of wholeness. Let me review these with you, share one verse from Isaiah. We looked at several, but I'll share you one verse for each of these to remind you of them. First week in September, shared that first key to shalom. Peace is found in righteousness or making right choices. God's way is the way to peace. And so if you'll keep choosing God's way, keep choosing righteousness, making right decisions, it will produce peace. Wrong decisions will lead you into a fragmented, stress-filled world. Let me share to you the first verses from Isaiah chapter 48, verse 14, when he said, "If only you had paid attention to my commands, your peace would have been like a river." You see, if you had chosen my ways, paid attention to what I said, I've given you these things for your good, and if you'll make some right choices, it will produce peace in your life. Second key to peace we shared is that peace is found in controlling your thought life and choosing to trust God. It's a matter of your mind, and you're going to ride herd on your thoughts and deliberately rely on or lean on God. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3, "You will keep in perfect peace him whose mind is steadfast, because he trusts in you." So if you're missing peace, it may be your thought life. It may be that you're not deliberately trusting God. And then last week, Scott shared with you the third and the most important key to peace, and that is it's in a personal relationship to Jesus Christ. He's the Prince of Shalom, Isaiah says. Share one verse with you that Scott shared last week. It's Isaiah 53:5. "But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us shalom, peace, was upon him, and by his wounds we're healed." A prophecy of the Messiah fulfilled by Jesus Christ, and it says that his death brings us peace. Guilt is the biggest enemy of peace for you. Guilt is the biggest robber of peace. And you're never going to have peace until you settle the guilt issue in your life, and he died for your guilt. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him. And so if you put your faith in Jesus Christ and accept his forgiveness and not keep worrying about those failures in the past, not keep letting them overshadow your life, but go on from them because they're upon him. And he was wounded for our transgressions. And so you accept that forgiveness and move on. It's in Jesus Christ you'll find peace. Now, today I want to share with you the 4th key to peace. And that is that peace is found in being sure of the future. If you have hope, you'll have peace. A future hope will produce a present peace. Now, you can understand this, I'm sure. Suppose right now that some of you don't have a job right now in these economic times, and that's stressful, isn't it? And that robs you of shalom. But what if I knew the future, and you were convinced that I did, and I told you, hey, I know you don't have a job right now. 3 months from now, you'll be back at work. You may have a tough 3 months, but 3 months from now, you'll have a good job. If you knew that for sure, you'd have some peace, wouldn't you? Even though your present situation didn't change, if you knew the future was going to be better, you'd have peace, right? Maybe your investments have gone in the tank. You're worried about the stock market. And suppose I told you, hey, 3 years from now, stock market's going to be higher than it's ever been. Your investments will be fine. If I knew that for sure, and you believed that, hey, you'd ride out the ups and downs. Hey, no problem. I know for sure. We may go through some ups and downs between now and then, but I know this point in the future that it's going to be better. That future, being certain of the future, would give you present peace. Maybe you're sick now, and you've got some physical problems, and they're robbing you of shalom in your life. And if I told you for sure and you knew, a year from now you're going to be fine, then you could have present peace no matter what you went through in that year, right? Well, God knows the future as well as He knows the present. And in the book of Isaiah, He has told us the future in order to give us present shalom. And this morning I'm going to look at 4 passages in the latter part of Isaiah. Near the end of Isaiah, he begins to speak a great deal of the future. And there are prophecies of the future there. And God, in each of these 4 passages, either says, I will or you will. They're all prophecies of the future security. Let me tell you the background, the setting of these. The people of Judah were going into exile. God was permitting it as judgment. Babylon was going to destroy Judah, take them out of their homes, carry them off to a foreign land, displace them. Now that'd be pretty stress-filled, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? I can't hardly imagine. What if we knew that within a period of a few weeks you were going to leave your house, everything that you had except a few things you could carry, and you were going to walk to a foreign land where you didn't know the language. Maybe you're going through Mexico, down Panama, and you're going to live in Colombia, and you knew you were going to be taken there, and you're not going to see your land, you're going to live there. That'd be stress-filled, wouldn't it? Well, that's what's happening to these people, and God wants to assure them of a future beyond judgment, and so He sends Isaiah to give them these prophecies, and these are all prophecies. All 4 of these that we're going to look at speak of the glorious future of Jerusalem. And so the fulfillment of these is double. First of all, He's saying, you're going to come back. Jerusalem will be rebuilt. The city you love that will be destroyed is going to be rebuilt. But as we read these, we're going to see that doesn't really exhaust the meaning of the prophecy, because some of the things He says about the future glory of Jerusalem didn't happen when they came back, or couldn't even have happened. They're way beyond what would happen in a literal city. And so what we come to see is that the second fulfillment of these prophecies is in a new Jerusalem in heaven. New Jerusalem is a name for God's restored capital of heaven. And we're going to see that in Revelation 21 through 22, many of the symbols and words that we're going to look at in these 4 prophecies are repeated in Revelation. And the real fulfillment of this is God says, I'm going to have a future for all my people in a new Jerusalem, and it's going to be wonderful, and I want to show you that so that you'll have present peace.